because it is run by sheriff's departments and actually funded by government agencies also to do this 24/7 surveillance. It started out to be against, let's say, people they suspect of terrorism, or if somebody's missing and they think a husband has killed the wife or something, they can surveil them and do different things. But this is different because they're specifically psychologically targeting people to break them down. Gang-stalking is coordinated by the sheriff's department. A confidential informant told me he was an informant, and I never knew that, and this was a friend of mine. He felt bad because he told me that I was placed on the list. He told me because they put me on the list to be a targeted individual, 24/7 surveillance, after I turned in a dirty cop. The confidential informant, my friend, told me their ultimate goal is to trigger you to get you to commit suicide after they stalk you and isolate you. But there's a difference between surveillance and harassment. This they want you to know, and they want to harass you and psychologically come against you. When they could get someone to finally commit suicide, he said that they would throw parties and celebrate that like it was a big joke. But they would tell them these lies to slander your name, to get people to hate you, so that way they're easier manipulated too if they want to use them against you. They think they're actually doing a good thing for their community. Whereas this is complete harassment and demonic, and they want you to know that they're harassing you to psychologically get you to break down and harm yourself and commit suicide. He said the surveillance with the targeted individual consisted of law enforcement using the law enforcement tools to track their cell phones and GPS track the vehicles. They'd use stingrays for the cell phones to intercept all the texts and different things, and they'd set up a lot of times close to the individual, or they would know different people and they'd talk them into and give them payments and things to set up right in that area. But the stingray could intercept everything, GPS track the cars, phones, all that stuff. And then also he said too, like even people's antivirus and stuff, that was a great way for them to track different people through different computers they were using and everything, to keep on top of every single bit that was going in and out, to know who they're talking to and this and that. So if somebody met somebody online and they're having a great conversation, they're going to meet up, and all of a sudden that person never gets talked to again. You know, a lot of times they intervened on the behalf and talked to the person. The main goal was to isolate the person and introduce other fake people into their lives that are snitches, to help take control of their lives and manipulate those people and bring them into a super depression after they'd isolate them in certain ways and use different tactics. They would hope that they would then commit suicide. They'll get false witnesses to lie about that individual so they can put them on the list to be harassed. It's a funded program, and it's very sick individuals. Some of the civilian stalkers are actually thinking they're doing a great service for their public community because they brainwash themselves, they're retards. One thing I forgot to mention also is that with their surveillance program, not only do they monitor your cell phone and turn that into a roving bug anywhere you go, but they monitor your home. Also, that's why when you talk about going somewhere, the information is sent out for others to already be there. They want to arrive before you if they can, but if they can't, they'll just come later. It's misused by these people that think they're above the law, and they're really sadistic and causing problems to many people. So the demonic activity within the hearts of the people that are within this program, like I said, some of them start out really thinking this is good, but then they feel above the law, and the evil sets in, and they're doing very evil, hateful, wicked things against people to try and destroy them, whether it be their minds or their social life or different ways of them. So, that's the sad thing about it. And once you realize that it's a coordinated effort, government funded and run by the sheriff's department, and it's almost exactly as the same surveillance tools, techniques, stingray, and different tools that they use to monitor and follow people that are suspected of illegal activity. They're using this on civilians,